Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Jello, and today we'll be introducing our new series on planning a new campaign. Simple tips to improve your sessions. And now, part 1. Approaching the session with your players in mind. First, you absolutely must manage time like it were a precious element. It's hard enough to get a game session scheduled. Everyone's time is valuable, and everyone wants to spend their time in different ways. Some people have no problem wasting other people's time. As the game master, you are not only the arbiter of the game, but also the arbiter of time. You control the flow. When you halt the game to read rules, the players can devolve into personal conversations, which can then impede gameplay. Do your best to keep the story moving, but be considerate. For longer sessions, don't forget to plan in realistic time for food and restroom breaks. Number 2. Dice rolling can be boring. On the surface, dice rolling is the fun of the game. Success and failure hang in the result of the polyhedral. When one player is rolling the dice, everyone else is waiting. And waiting, in case you are unaware, is not fun. Keep dice rolling to the minimum. Keep good track of your initiatives. Start encounters quickly and end them quickly unless the situation demands it, like a boss fight. Don't make the players chase down every last critter to finish the encounter. Most wild creatures run away when encountered or injured. You don't have to fight everything. Save big combat scenes for achieving plot goals. Dice rolling in role-playing games is usually the work part, not the fun part, so streamline it as much as possible and work it into your story. Number 3. Make each character a hero in every adventure. I don't mean that every moment should be full of breaking through walls with Guile's theme playing. But I do mean that you should at least give that character a chance to shine. It is up to the player to seize the opportunity and make it something great. But you need to provide the hook for the player. Make the moment meaningful. Make it shorten the path to victory. Or make it epic enough that the player will talk about that moment for months, years, and decades later. Even if they fail, it will be a memorable moment for them to cling to. I've played dozens of campaigns where some characters were entirely ignored by the game master, and the players quit in frustration. Don't let this happen in your games. Also, offer distinct options from which the player can choose. The world is filled with endless possibilities, which can lead to a lot of time spent deciding what to do. You need to help define paths that the player can take, while making it clear they can come up with their own at any time. Be clear on the type of actions the players can take and the general consequences of those actions. This is why I suggest that every player at character creation should have a backstory for his or her character. What drives them? What haunts them from the past? You can build an entire campaign off of their backstories, and everyone will feel involved. Fourth, we want to plan one significant character moment for every 2 hours of play. Players are in the game to be entertained and rewarded. Rewards can come from character development or interesting story events and milestones. For their time, players earn these rewards, and if they don't get them, they will grow frustrated, bored, and become disruptive. I shoot for one every hour, but honestly, that isn't always possible. Do your best. Fifth, we want to reward player cleverness, not punish it. Too often, game masters feel they are playing against the player characters because they are setting up the obstacles and enemies. This dynamic sometimes translates into the game master being overly loyal to the obstacles and trying to be cleverer than the players. If the players have discovered a loophole in an obstacle, don't try to fix the obstacle in spite of the players. Critical thinking should always be rewarded. Sixth, players love familiar faces and places. Reuse your previous settings. Revisiting the inn or monastery from the first adventure in the 7th adventure will create a sense of nostalgia. The NPCs they briefly encountered before are now part of their history and create a new layer of intrigue to a standard scene. Players will love seeing the man they rescued in the dungeon or woods as a merchant, mayor, or a skulking thief in town. Don't overdo it though, because it will make your world feel small. Sprinkle these moments into your campaign and watch the joy. Lastly, I would like to give a huge shout out to Roland, my human warrior level 1, assistant sheriff from my Brotherhood campaign. This NPC, more than any other, made me appreciate being a game master again. Your NPCs play a huge role. Keep an eye out for part 2, where we take on designing encounters.